Good morning, dear students. Today, let me again welcome to 9th class students to this session of English 2. And today, for your information, as I have already mentioned over the board, that today's discussion is about correct use of pronouns and it's exercise 6 part 2 and 3. We will understand how we can answer those questions given in the exercises, as we have already discussed the part 1 of exercise 6 in our last discussion, last chapter, along with two such instructions for using the correct use of English. And today we will understand the exercise 6 part 2 and 3. And before going to understand this exercise 6 part 2 and 3, let's have a little concentration. Please sit Siddha with Dhyana Mudra and have Brahmanat. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Relax. Dear students, let's again welcome you to this class. So please have your concentration and we will understand how important the exercise is and how important for our understandings are. Therefore, please have your concentration because all those exercises we are discussing, they are based on the rules we have already understood. So, for understanding this exercise 2 of part 2 of exercise 6, let me write some statements. Then we will discuss and about the answers based on the instructions given to us for the correct use of pronouns. Okay? Okay. Now let's see. I have written some of the statements where we have correctly used the verb and the pronouns and everything, whatever given, of exercise 6 part 2. Here you see, what is the instruction given to us? Tell which of the italicized word forms is right and give the reason. So here you see, for your information, I have not written in italic alphabets. Here I have written the words within brackets and we have to choose which one is the correct and also give the reason for this, the cause why we will choose someone, not the other. Okay, so here you see, C, number 1, C is one of the best mothers that has or have ever lived. So, what we can use? We can use has or we can use have. What we can use? What is the rule? The rule is here, you can remember, I have already told you. Suppose the subject of a verb, if the subject of a verb is a relative pronoun, the subject of a verb is a relative pronoun, then the verb should agree with the antecedent of this relative pronoun. Here you see, we have a relative pronoun over here. That, who. Understand? That, who is, they are the relative pronouns. That and who are relative pronouns, you are very well known. So here you see, so the subject of a verb, here have and has are the verbs and they have a subject is that is a relative pronoun and we can use either have or has over here in accordance to the antecedent of this relative pronoun. So what is this relative pronouns? Antecedent is mother's. What is its, what do you say, the number? Okay, person and number, in accordance to the person and number of this antecedent of this relative pronoun, the verb will agree with this. So here the mothers means it is a plural subject. So here she is one of the best mothers is a plural subject over here, and this is relative pronoun, and this is the antecedent of this relative pronoun, and the subject of this relative pronoun, the subject of this verb we have and has. So here though it is a plural noun, so what we will use according to the number and person, we have to use have. So what it will be? She is one of the best mothers that have ever lived. So the subject of a verb, if it is a relative pronoun, and in accordance to its antecedent and its number and person, the verb will must agree with this. We have a rule of for the correct use of pronoun we have learned. So according to this, we have made this verbs agreement. So this is a plural subject. This is also a plural verb, because this verb is its subject is a relative pronoun. So according to this antecedent of this relative pronoun, the verb must agree. This is the rule. This is the reason why we will make have over here. Similarly, then number 2, you are not the first man. You are not the first man. That means that is the relative pronoun. So after this relative pronoun is the subject of this verb, and man is the antecedent. So man is in singular subject. So what we will do? We have to use a singular verb over here so that it will agree with it. So this is the reason. Understand? So similarly, number 3, you see, one of his good qualities that comes to my mind was his honesty. One of his good qualities, you see, this is a relative pronoun, and this relative pronoun is the subject of this verb, and before this relative pronoun we have an antecedent, and antecedents number and person, here is the plural subject, plural number. Therefore we can use the plural verb so that it will agree with this. Clear? So similarly, number 4, this is one of the things. Things is a plural subject, and the antecedent, this antecedent is of a relative pronoun, and relative pronoun is functioning as the subject of a verb, and according to this antecedent our verb will be either singular or plural. So things, so it will be kill, not kills. Understand? So similarly, number 5, you see, it is one of the best stories. Stories is a plural subject, and after that is a relative pronoun. That, who and that are the relative pronouns, and the relative pronoun is the subject of this verb, and the antecedent of this relative pronoun is stories, which is a plural subject. So it should agree with a verb, that is where, because it is the plural subject. Understand? Clear? So the rule is that if the subject of a verb is a relative pronoun, and before the relative pronoun we have an antecedent, in accordance to the number and person of the antecedent used before the relative pronoun, accordingly our verb will agree with that. This is the rule. So let's write some other sentences so that we will have more clear understanding about exercise 6 part 2, and we understood what is the reason why should we make this. Okay, which subject, which verb we should choose. Clear? Here you see, I have written some other statements of the same exercise, that means exercise 6 part 2. Okay, we have already discussed up to 5, now 6 to 10. Now see, you are one of those players, here players is a plural subject, who is the relative pronoun. So here according to this players, which is a plural subject, subject, we have to make a plural verb over here. Similarly, you are one of those players who have been selected. Understand? Similarly, this is one of the songs. Here songs is the antecedent of this relative pronoun that. So therefore, one of these songs, that means there are a lot of songs, but one among them. Therefore, this is songs accordingly. We have to use where most popular. The rule you know. Similarly, this is the only one of the girls. You see here, the only one of the girls. Only one wherever written. You don't forget this. When even if it is a plural subject, if it is written only one of the girls, then we have to make a little contradiction over here. We cannot use in accordance to this rule, but we have to use the singular subject where it is written only one. Wherever we find only one, we have to use the singular verb even if it satisfies the rule. Okay? So similarly, he was one of the few men. Here only one not written. He was one of the few men, plural subject, relative pronoun. Therefore, in accordance to this, we have to use a plural subject and a plural verb over here. So, he was one of the few men who were present here. Okay? So, similarly, number 10 you see, this is the only one of the poems. Only one. Like you see, only one of the girls. Here is only one of the poems. Therefore, though it is only one is written, we have to use the singular verb over here. Despite there is a relative pronoun which is the subject of this verb and it is an antecedent that is the plural subject. Despite this fact that we have used a phrase only one, that is why we have used singular verb over here. You understood? So today we understood the exercise 6 part 2. Let's discuss the part 3. You understood the rules, the reason why we are using the singular or plural form of the verb given in the bracket, which we said the italicized. Italic words are not written, but written in brackets, so you could better understand them. And why we used the singular verbs and plural verbs, because they are subjects are the relative pronouns, and in accordance to the antecedent of this relative pronouns, we have used the singular and plural form of the verb to agree with this antecedent. Okay, let's understand the exercise 3. Okay, now let's understand the exercise 6 part 3. Here also the same thing. Subject is that correct the following sentences. These sentences have been given over here. They have errors, and we have to rectify those errors and correct them. Rewrite correctly. Okay? How can we rectify? Unless we have the knowledge about the rules, the instructions given to us for the correct use of English. Let's understand and recall the rules we already know. See, here, good boys like you and he are never idle. Good boys like you and he. Here you see, good boys like you and he. Like is a preposition. Sometimes we use. What happens? The object of a preposition is or a verb is often an object. The pronoun should be in objective case. So here what instead of he, we can write a him. The good boys like you and him are never idle. Clear? So here this was the error, because after this verb, the preposition, the rule is that the preposition of the object of a preposition or a verb often should be the objective case. So the pronoun over here is the objective case. This is the rule, we know. Similarly, none of the boys are ever late. None of the boys. when we are talking about none, we cannot use the verb are over here. It should be is. If there are no one, so how can we use the plural verb for them? It is the singular verb, so it should be is. Understood? So number 3, myself have done this work. You see, we have a rule that we can never use the reflexive form of a pronoun at the beginning of the sentence. It is the rule. So what we can do? We can use over here, I have done this work myself. If we write like this, then our sentence is grammatically correct. Instead of myself have done this work, we should write I have done this work myself. Because myself is a reflexive pronoun that can never be the subject of a statement. That is the rule. For the correct use of English pronouns, we know them previously. Similarly, she was more beautiful than any of her two sisters. She was more beautiful than any of her two sisters. She has two sisters. So, we cannot write any over here. We can write either. Because it is talking about two, we can use this pronoun either when we are talking about only two persons, two things. Understand? The rule we know. Clear? So similarly, she was more beautiful than either of her two sisters. Number 5, I did not buy either of those 4 books. Here you see, here are 2 sisters, here is given 4 books. So here we cannot use when it is more than 2, we cannot use either. We can use any. It is the rule. Any is involving more persons or things, more than 2 persons or things is the rule. For that we have used this pronoun any. So I did not buy any of those 4 books. Clear? So I am just recalling your instructions given for the correct use of pronouns. Number 6, neither of the two boys, neither of them. So no, that means no one. So when there is no one, can we use the plural verb? So it is the wrong. So we can use was invited. Neither of the 2 boys was invited. This is the error. Here we have recorrected that. Similarly, no one can dance like him. No one can dance like he. Here is a preposition is he. The object of a verb or a preposition should be in objective case. So here the he is the subjective case. To transmit that into an objective case, we have to make it he instead of he. It is the rule. Clear? Similarly, so they invited my friend and I to tea. So you see, invited is a verb. As you know, the object of a verb or a preposition should be the objective case. So here, you is already objective case, my friend and I, instead of using I, we can use me. Me is the object case of I. So they invited my friend and me. Because it is invited, the verb is there. Here the preposition, the pronoun is the object of this verb. Therefore, it should be in objective case. We understood 8 different such instructions and we rectified their errors and understood what should be the correct thing. And let's understand some more such instructions of this exercise 6 part 3. Okay, let me write. Here you see, I have written some other statements which we will correct their errors and rectify in accordance to the rules taught to us for the correct use of pronouns. I am sure you know the rules, but while discussing them, let's recall the rules as well. You see, number 9. It is enough for you and I. It is enough for you and I. You see, for is a preposition. The rule is that the object of a verb or a preposition should be in objective form. Let's think it is an objective form and I is a subjective form. So here instead of using I, we can use me. It is enough for you and me. Okay? So similarly number 10. Between you and I am not coming tomorrow. Between you and I. Here you see between is a preposition. Between the object of a preposition, you and I are the object of this preposition. You is already in objective case, but here I is in subjective case. We can write you and me. Between you and me, I am not coming to tomorrow. Clear? This is the rule. Because the object of preposition is always in objective case. Similarly, except he, all were present. Except he, all were present. What do you understand? Except here, this is a preposition, so we can use except him. The object of a preposition is objective case. Except him, all were present. Similarly, number 12, this is the house. In that I live. You see, though you are 9th class students, those who have understood the relative pronouns, okay, relative pronouns in the 8th English too. So we cannot use in that because we cannot use a preposition before the relative pronoun that. So we can use only that house that I live in. We can write. We can read this is the house that I live in. Can be correct, but here in that is incorrect. If we are writing a preposition, so in place of that it should be which. In which we can use a preposition before which, but we cannot use a preposition before that. This is the rule of using that and which in the correct use of relative pronouns that we have not discussed yet. But you know this. Because we cannot write a preposition before that, we can use a preposition before which. But both that and which are used for things, persons, animals. But that can be used for persons as well. We use which for things, animals, places. That can also be used for animals, things and places. Besides that can also be used for persons. So we cannot use a preposition before that. So in place of that, we can write which, then only it is correct. See, number 13. One should respect his parents. I have told you when we are using the infinitive, this pronoun one, everywhere the sentence, if the sentence starts with one, wherever we will refer this, we have to use only one. So we cannot write his parents, which is a possessive case. We can write one's parents. That means one should respect one's parents, not his parents. Because if one is starting with the sentence, then one should be used all over our statement. We cannot use other pronouns. We can use only one. Though it is his, so that is a possessive case. So we have written one's. So one should respect one's parents. Similarly, number 14 you see, she overate and fell in. So I have told you we have three different things: overeat, enjoy, avail. If these things are there, then what we will do? She overate and fell in herself. The replaceable pronoun should be used if we have used the words like overeat, enjoy, avail. If these words are there, then it will be followed by this reflexive pronoun of the subject. She, therefore we have written herself. Similarly, number 15. Only you and me. You see, here you is functioning as a subject. So therefore, and me, which is an objective form. So we cannot make objective verb because it is used as a subject. You as well as me, both instead of you and I can do it. Only you and I can do it. Understand? So both are subjects. Understand? So though you is used as a subject, I should also be a subject over here. Both are in compound. Both are referring as subjects. Similarly, none of the two boys won the prize. As I have told you, when we are referring two things, we can use either, neither. Understand? So any we can use when there are more persons or things, more than two. So none of the two boys won the prize. We cannot write none over here. We can write neither. Neither of the two boys won the prize. Understand? Okay? So you understood the how we corrected the errors. You also I have explained what are the rules we have learned for correct use of pronouns. Okay? Now we are discussing exercise 6 part 3. We have already discussed up to 16. Let some other statements available in this exercise to discuss. Please wait. Here you see some other such statements which have errors. We have to rectify in accordance to the instructions given to us for the correct use of pronouns. Okay? So we are discussing still the part 3 of exercise 6. Let's understand the 17. What it says, each of us have our own books. Each is talking about a singular subject. So when we have used each of us, we can say has. Each of us has our own books. Understand? Similarly, let he go to school. Let he go to school. Let is a verb. So what happens? The object of a verb or a preposition should always be in objective case. So here, object, this he is the object of this verb, therefore we can use him. Let him go to school. Clear? So similarly, now 19. Let us go and enjoy in the park. So let us go, it is okay. But and enjoy, here is a word I have told you, overeat, enjoy, avail. When these words are available in our statement, it should contain, the statement should contain the reflexive form of the pronoun. What should be? When we are talking about us, we can say park ourselves. Let us go and enjoy in the park ourselves. Okay? Avail ourselves. Overeat ourselves. Overeat himself. Overeat herself. We have discussed. When this enjoy, overeat or avail, these words are there, it should follow the reflexive case of the pronoun we have used over here. This is what we have to use ourselves. Number 20. Neither of the two boys, none of them, neither of the two boys, Rama is not, Sama is also not. So neither of the two boys, when no one is here, how can we use a plural verb over here? We can use his, has. Neither of the two boys has, but we cannot write that, which is a plural pronoun, because we use for they, though it is singular, we can use his books. His books. Neither of the two boys has brought his books, because it is talking about singular. Neither. We are talking about neither, either. When it involves two and none of them, then it should use singular verb and singular pronouns as well. Similarly, number 21. He asked me my name. those who have knowledge about the use of pronouns, you see, mine and mine can never be used as an adjective. So because my name is a subnoun and mine is a pronoun, we cannot use this mine name. So mine will never have any object, but mine can have an object. Mine can never function as an adjective, but mine can function as an adjective. They are called adjectives. Okay, so it has the use of an adjective, so we can use here the mine. He asked me my name, not mine name. Okay, so similarly, number 21. You should avail. You see, this word is given avail again. As I have already told you, enjoy, overeat, avail, often followed by a possessive, reflexive form of the pronoun. So here, you should avail. The pronoun is you, which is used as a subject. So, you should avail of this chance yourself. Yourself or yourselves, if you are talking about the plural subject, yourself or yourselves can be used. Similarly, I, he and you, three pronouns given as subjects were able to case diti. So what we can do? So in accordance to the rule, first we use the second form, then the third form, then the first form we should use. This is the rule. We have learned the correct use of noun. So instead of using like this, what we will do? Instead of using like this, we can use first you, he and I. I, he and you is wrong. You go through these rules we have already discussed earlier. According to this rule, so first second person, then third person, then first person will come. The rule is there. You, he and I were able to catch the thief is correct answer. Similarly, number 24, what is the shortest way to Delhi? You see, what is the shortest way to Delhi? What is the shortest way to Delhi? So you see, when we are going to Delhi or some other places, there are limited ways. Not thousands and thousands of ways are available for a specific destination. To go to Delhi from Bhubaneswar or to go to Delhi from Agra, several number of ways, limited number of ways. When we are talking about limited number of ways, we cannot write one. We can use to identify a particular which is the shortest way to Delhi, which is the shortest way, because there are 4 ways. Among them, the particular one we want to identify, therefore we can use which instead of what. If there are unlimited nth number of ways are available, we cannot count them, thousands and thousands ways. So in that case we can use what. But when the limitations are available, we have to choose a particular, then in that case we have to use which is the shortest way to Delhi. Which is the shortest way to Delhi is the question. So here which should be the correct word to make our sentence correct. Next is number 25. It was him who helped me. You know, it was him. So you know we have a rule, we have learned a rule that the object of a be verb. So here be verb is what? The object of a be verb should always be in subjective case. This is the rule. You know this. We have already discussed. You just go through the books and recall and go through the previous videos as well to recall the rules we have already understood. Based on these rules, we are correcting these errors. So what happens, though the object of a be verb should always be a subjective case, so here him is an objective case, so instead of him we can use it was he. It was he. It was he who helped me. Instead of it was him who helped him, who helped me. So here we cannot write the objective case of this pronoun because the object of a be verb always be in subjective case. So here he is in subjective case, whereas him is in objective case. We cannot write. If we write, it is grammatically incorrect. Understood? So today, dear students, we did discuss about the exercise 6 part 2 and 3. In the previous class we did discuss part 1, and I am sure you did understand every discussion. We have understood the rules and regulations, the instructions given to us for the correct use of or the proper use of pronouns or the correct use of pronouns. We understood. Today we clearly understood exercise 6 part 2 and 3, and in next class we will revise the chapters we have learned earlier till this correct use of pronouns, and to recall your views, to recall your understandings about the chapter, so that you can be confident for your examination ahead. And for today only this much. Please go through all those videos carefully and understand them. Whenever you have any problem, you can call me anytime. I am there to help you. Okay, and you please give your comments how you are understanding, what needs to develop for your better understanding, everything. Also, I wish you should subscribe my videos and give your comments positively. Okay, for today only this much.